All right, so I wanted to show my setup for my son's baseball games. I have a little case that I bought from Harbor Freight, probably about $60 or so. As you can see there's my Mevo Start. I know somebody that is making a clamshell to cover the Mevo Start. Not sure if he's selling them quite yet, but this is more for shading. I use a Movo mini shotgun mic. I have a fence clip heavy with the short ring on it here, which you can get from them extra. I use an Anchor 10,000 backup battery just in case. The Mevo gets me through at least 2 games, start to finish. So I could probably push 3. I've done 3 before, and I've come to where it was almost dead, but I like to be safe and make sure that I'm going to get the complete stream. So the battery life on the Mevo is pretty good, but I do have a battery backup for it. I use a, see if I can get it off here one-handed. This is an Orbic Speed 5UW. This is my hotspot that I use. I prefer to use a hotspot for a couple reasons. One, the phone that I have is a company phone, so don't really like to use it to transmit data or anything like that, just for company reasons. I also use it because the consistency of signal is a lot better. I'm not fighting bandwidth on my phone fighting with my phone for other things that are pulling internet down or sending. So this isolates the feed to here, so it's just transmitting. This also has a Wi-Fi on it, so I could connect everything up Wi-Fi, it's Wi-Fi 6, to the hotspot. Now this is just the simple setup that I use, but I kind of step it up a notch, but we'll touch base here on that in a second. So I have that, and I also 3D printed a box for it that keeps it covered. Keeps it covered, protected, whatever. This is something that I made myself, so I could put everything in this box and keep it cool, keep it shaded. It seems to work pretty well. Really, really hot ambient days are going to be very difficult without using this cooler to keep it cool. Coming to the next, I have a Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, excuse me, S7 that I use for the multicam app from Mevo. This allows me to run multiple cameras and also allows me to control my audio sources right here on screen. You can do that with the single cam app, but it's not all here and you got to go back and forth. But I can control which cameras I see or which cameras go up to the feed and my audio sources. So I've got a camera here and I've got what's called the Mevo Mic app connected to my iPad mini. I use the iPad mini for my iScore, which connects to Sideline HD, which I've used for 2 years, clips batting, clips defensive plays for your teams, and sends them to parents and each player when you set it up. You can it clips. I mean, you record your memories. You can send it to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all at the same time. I've been using this for almost 2 years. I really, really love this company, this idea. Their Customer service is top notch. You can also, I mean, there's more things that are coming that just keep coming with this company. Just sharing your memories with everyone. So if you want more information on Sideline HD, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Direct message me, and I'll help you out with that. I am a Sideline HD Pro, so it's a voluntary thing. But anyway, I use iScore here to put scores up, and then here is the Mevo mic, Mevo mic app, and then it sends from here to the Wi-Fi device. All this is hooked up to the Wi-Fi, or to the, I should say, the hotspot, which has Wi-Fi, and it all gets sent out. So I can run this in the background, and fortunately, and run iScore, and then I can mute my audio as I need to. I can mute my audio. If I need to talk to somebody, or somebody's asking me a question while I'm doing play-by-play, I can mute it. I can mute audio on the camera sources, or just mute it altogether if I wanted to turn all audio off. So this is my simple setup, but I take it a step further by adding a router to the mix. This is my router. It's a Ubiquiti Air Cube, I think is what it's called. A friend of mine had an extra one and he let me borrow it. It's 24 volts PoE if you wanted to try to do PoE. Some people know what that is. This is an advanced section, but I use it. And everything, if you didn't notice, the Orbic Speed has an Ethernet connection. So I'll take my Ethernet and I'll plug it into the router right here in this top spot, and I let the router do all the heavy lifting, all the Wi-Fi connections, just because that's exactly what it's designed to do. I believe that it enables the hotspot device to run longer. It's got a decent battery life on it. I can go probably, if I really wanted to push this thing, depending on the conditions outside, I can get 3 games out of this without having to charge it. And you can also run it on battery backup if you need to. It's got a USB-C connection. With this setup, all the heavy lifting on the Wi-Fi, all the cameras that I set up, all the tablets that needed to be connected to the internet, are all going through here. This does all the heavy lifting. It does all the work. So all this has to do is send the data to the cell tower. So I turn the Wi-Fi off on the hotspot, use this as the Wi-Fi connected to the hotspot, and that's how it goes. Now, it sounds a little complicated. It's really not, but it makes my life easier. All the cameras can connect to it. I don't have any dropouts. This has such a wide range on it. I can go from home plate to center field with a camera if I really wanted to. I've tested it out. It works. It's set up. I did lose signal on from about 200 feet. It kind of got weird. I did drop the signal on that camera once, but I was able to get it back. So I'm not really sure the true distance of being able to handle that, but I believe it could handle at least 275 feet distance. So it just depends on conditions. So to run this hotspot, I bought a Ryobi little inverter. This runs off of those 18 volt lithium ion 1+ Ryobi batteries. This one's a 4 amp hour. I can get 2 games out of this one. This runs, put this on top here. This, in conjunction with this little extension, I can pretty much run what I need to. I plug it into here, turn it on, powers what I need. If I need to charge something, I can do that as well. And that's what I get away with. Right now we're only playing 2 games a day, sometimes 3. That's on a very rare occasion though. But this is my setup. If you have more questions, you can always hit me up at the end of the video, and we'll talk more about it. We'll discuss it. Maybe you have better ideas than I do.